it feels especially meaningful to invite someone who has played a key role in building the community that made this summit possible. A lot of this conversation, if you've been here from the beginning, thank you so much, and I hope you see the patterns that have been weaved through the curation of our panel discussions and our expert speakers, because in the end it is about community. And our final speaker is Mr. Glavin Thomas Rodrigues. He's an assistant professor in the Department of Zoology at St. Aloysius, deemed to be University in Mangaluru. His research focuses on understanding and conserving the rich biodiversity of India's freshwater ecosystems, particularly freshwater fishes, with work in molecular taxonomy and population genetics. Wow, Glavin, I didn't know that. That contributes to the protection of threatened species and habitats. I thought he only deals with students and studies them. But beyond his research, Glavin is deeply committed to fostering environmental awareness and stewardship among students and the wider community. Through several initiatives and volunteer groups at the university, he has worked to promote sustainability and hands-on learning experiences. And for many of us here, Glavin has also been a keystone community builder behind the Mangaluru Design Summit. His energy, his generosity, and commitment and ability, or rather the lack of the ability to say no, has really brought all of us together and has been instrumental in making this gathering possible. It's therefore only fitting that we close the day with his reflections. So please join me in welcoming Glavin to the stage.
It's going to be a very short, very quick session. But yeah, it's just I want to interact with you all, and this is something that I want to share a journey with you. Being a part of Aloysius, being a zoologist, being an ichthyologist, and heading into a community-led initiative like Eco Warriors, it's like you're flowing in the river and joining the ocean. So that's something that I want to share with the community that is there today. Yes, apparently the pointer is not working, so I'll just ask my student who is helping me out with the PPT there. I'm a zoologist, so this was mandatory. Evolution. We have all learned about evolution. And if you all know, millions of years ago, when we evolved, are we evolved? I am not sure, but yeah, we have evolved, right? So, the ocean is our birthplace, right? The hydrothermal vents, which gave rise to life that is there, and the magnitude of life, I mean diversity, especially, we are living in a part, Mangalore is a part of Western Ghats. We are close to the Western Ghats, right? And the ocean itself is the birthplace of the vast diversity that we have. And right now, we are taking a reverse gear and going back just by dumping the waste that we have produced back to the very place that gave birth to us. So we have to really question ourselves, is that evolution? Or are we contributing to something that obviously will result in extinction? We are a part of a mass extinction that is taking place. Whenever we talk about extinctions, our students only know about one thing, dinosaurs. Probably I'm the dinosaur in the class there, and that is what extinction for them means, and they would preferably want me out of the class very quickly. But rather than that, we are actually a part of mass extinction, and we are also one of the major causes for that mass extinction that is taking place now. So I want to show a video before, just 1 minute, before I show this video. It is not a pleasing video, okay, so please bear with that. I am going to show you reality, okay. So there's a small video that I want to show, yes. This video is about, how the seabirds are affected by the plastic that we produce. We have seen a very good movie yesterday, Samudra the Motte, right? And most of you got connected to the reality that is shown through the lens of a fisherman who was a poacher, right? So I want to show something that is not pleasing, but that is the reality that is happening right now, and we are a part of it, right? So yes.
Do we have the courage to face the realities of our time and allow ourselves to feel deeply enough that it transforms us and our future? Come with me on a journey through the eye of beauty. Across an ocean of grief. And beyond.
I know that it was not a great video, but yeah. Are we contributing to what is happening there? It may not be in our coast, but that is what is happening. These creatures do not know what plastic is because we were the ones who invented them. They do not know what the purpose is, the plastics are meant for. What they see is very glittery stuff in the water, right? A plastic in water, a chocolate wrapper in water looks like a fish to these birds, and their diet is basically, fish. So they get confused, they ingest this plastic, and the birds cannot digest the plastic. Now, same thing is happening with almost all of the marine creatures, right? So this is something that we need to think, are we contributing to something like this? It may not be in our ocean, but yes, whatever we dump tends to go to the very ocean that is house for our olive ridley turtles. You saw the movie yesterday, right? Samudra the Motte, and it was depicting a coast of Kundapur region. But I'll tell you, even we have our coast, especially Bengre, Tanirbavi, and even Shashitlu, these three coast harbors these olive ridley turtles. They come for nesting. I had one of my eco warriors who worked on olive ridley turtles. He used to go around 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock at night and take a watch at the eggs, and he's there today. So Marvel, can you please stand? Yes, he is an eco warrior that made a difference with that. So thank you. So how many of you believe design can change the world? Now we are talking about design. So can design actually change the world? So design alone does not change the world. Rather, communities do. And communities are not just, built momentarily or, they need to be designed. Okay, and especially a community such as Eco Warriors, it took a lot of effort to design this community. So, when we talk about student reality, there's something that we need to, understand. They are aware of things that take place around them, and they are connected. You know that, everybody has around 5,000 followers in their social media, but sometimes the very own students, they feel alone, right? They are connected, they are aware what is happening, they are passionate, deeply passionate, but exhausted. They are waiting for permissions, waiting for opportunities, waiting for someone to make a difference, or waiting to graduate before they make a difference. But what we should ask ourselves is that, why wait? Why wait for someone when we can make a difference? So the spark, what created Eco Warriors, was actually not a pleasant one. It was created out of the disgust that we saw. Piles of waste generated within our campus. So we had a place behind admin block, which is the main administrative block. So during COVID time, that is early, 2020, during COVID time, obviously we had a lot of time that time. Okay, now we don't. So we just started exploring some of the places that was not accessible to students, and that was a place which was like a dump yard. We never knew. There were things thrown from the classrooms above. There were things that just that were piled up for a long time, and it was just like a dump yard. So that is when we realized, okay, something should change. We talk, and since we are an educational institution, we talk about sustainability, we talk about environmental awareness, we talk about environmental studies, but are we actually practicing it? Right? That is how the spark was created. So that is how we heard conversations, okay, we need someone to make a difference, we need someone to change. Wherein that someone, we had those someones in a group of people that came together, and that is how Eco Warriors was born. So Eco Warriors began with a simple question, actually, that is, what is that someone? What if that someone was us, right? And after that, it has been an amazing journey with these beautiful people. Every year we get new students, and something about community is that it should not end with one batch. If it ends with one batch, that means it is not sustainable, right? Okay, there should be a connectivity, and and that's what's happening. And I guess there are a lot of Eco Warriors here who have been graduated from St. Aloysius, and they're here today. So I'm really happy for that. I can see few of you. Can you please stand, those who have graduated from Aloysius and you're still here as an Eco Warrior? Thank you so much for showing up. It's a small number, but that itself makes a difference. That is what it tells about, okay, we are not just done with Aloysius. After they have gone graduating from here, they have continued the legacy of Eco Warriors. So what is this conscious community? One thing is awareness. They should be aware about what is happening around them. Unless and until we are aware, we cannot, there is a question that needs to be asked, okay, what is something that we need to do now? Not for the future, but now. What it is required now. Ownership, taking responsibility is very important. Unless and until we take responsibility for the waste that we generate, right now what's happening is that we all are in that part of community where we continuously, we just complain. This is not right, that is not right. What if we can make it right, right? So responsibility, ownership is very important. Participation, active engagement. Actually, Eco Warriors, initially when we put up this plan, we may have students who came for attendance. We may have students who thought that, okay, let's miss the class and just attend this meeting. We had few of them who said that, okay, this wouldn't last long, right? Because we have had people say, okay, it's free labor, okay? Because Eco Warriors, most of the activities in our campus usually take place during the class hours. Only Eco Warriors is one of the associations who work on Saturdays afternoon and Sundays. I know, they work after their regular academic hours. Sometimes, we hold workshops during the class hours, but most of the work that they do with the campus is actually after their academic hours. And continuity, as I said, the initiatives that we do need to sustain, or else we will not see a change, right? It should not stop with one group. It's not like a WhatsApp group, right? So nowadays, WhatsApp groups are more active than the actual groups that we build or volunteer groups that we build. So, there was an identity shift. Initially, we had students who came in saying that I am volunteering, okay? But right now, they come, saying that I am an Eco Warrior. That means they have taken up that ownership, they have taken up that responsibility to create a difference. Most of the plans that you see here in the campus are actually, taken care by Eco Warriors, and they regularly go for plantation drives in Western Ghats, regular beach cleanups, because that is something that we are close to, right? And that is something needs a big hand right now, because the amount of waste that is being piling is not just one gunny bag. If you go with one batch, at least you would have around 10 truckloads of waste that you could collect. And absolutely it's not possible unless and until we all as a common community make a difference, especially with the coastal community that is there. So, designers, again, design is not just aesthetics, it's actually, designing a community itself is a beautiful thing. So, not just aesthetics or decoration, design is a direction. It is something wherein we can influence these people to build a culture, okay? So, slowly this culture turns into an habit. Once you have an habit, it is very difficult to break it. You know that, right? So why don't we create an habit among the students so that they think twice before they litter around, or they think twice before they make any decisions to buy something that is not sustainable. They think twice before they take any decisions that is harming the environment. That is what is required. So, after this, I will be showing you a few initiatives that Eco Warriors have done, and we are open for collaborations, so that I want this community to build around Aloysius as well. It should not restrict only to Aloysius. We are always welcome to have the entire community in and around Mangalore to join us. So I will show you the initiatives that we have done, and I will also request you all to be a part of it. So there are 5 lessons that I want to, talk about that I personally learned from this Eco Warriors initiative. One was that we should start tiny. It's not that, okay, we are creating a difference, we are getting more turtles in Mangalore, we are, we did a beach cleanup because of which, now this year we have a lot of nest in olive lily turtles coming to Mangalore. No, we all should start tiny. Sometimes our plans are so ambitious that the group that we build within no time gets dissolved, okay? So start tiny, small actions will actually build a movement. Design for participation, that is very important. That is, make joining effortless and inviting. It should not be that, okay, sometimes we have had students who complain. That usually will be there. In a group of 100, you will have 5% who will not agree to the terms that you give, or you will not agree with the conditions that you put. But that is a part and parcel of, how you need to live with the community, right? You have to take that part of the community as well, because even they are the ones who are a part of the place that we live, and that is the ecosystem that we are in, right? So, and always what I feel is we have to celebrate the small wins. Okay, so recognition actually fuels the momentum, the way the community thinks about, okay, we did something today. Okay, what if we do it in a much larger scale? Obviously, there will be a bigger difference, right? So celebrate these small wins, and that will motivate a larger group to be a part of the small community that we build. Remove ego, that is very important, if it is my initiative. Okay, it is my initiative, I am the one who is in charge of it, I am the one who is telling you what to do. That slowly will build gap in the community, and that will not sustain. That is something that we have to make sure that that does not enter here. So it is not I, it is we in such an initiative, like where we involve especially youth, right? And then, yes, to build a system. So every initiative, what we understood is that there should be a structure. If there is no structure, then there will be chaos. And, again, a structure without heart is bureaucracy, right? So we need both. We need to balance both. Yes. Okay, this is some of the initiatives that I want to, share with the community here, especially what students of Aloysius have done. So, our students are good in writing assignments. After ChatGPT has come, it has made it more easy, right? Okay, so still, as a part of the curriculum, they have to write assignments. And these assignments are written in a booklet of around 25 to 30 pages. The pages that they use for assignment is 2. What about the rest of the pages, right? So what these students did is that they went to individual departments, and after obviously evaluating their assignments, the student gathered all these unused pages, and they stapled it together and made a book out of it. And these books were given to the schools in and around Mangalore. So at least it could be repurposed, right? Rather than simply piling up in the department for the next 10 years, and the 11th year it will be sent to the dump yard. That's what is happening, because I agree, we have shortage of material recovery facility in Mangalore, and that is something that we require very badly, right? And we also have used plastic bottle bins in Aloysius, wherein whatever bottles we get, if possible, we give it for recycling, so that at least it is sent somewhere where we know that it does not end up in the oceans. The campus is powered by solar energy, and we have a lot of rainwater harvesting systems in the campus. And if anyone is interested anytime, they can come and learn about how to install a rainwater harvesting system. And we have learning systems as well, meant for educating people, so that they can carry on this, building a rainwater harvesting system in their institutions as well. Okay, there was a very ambitious, again, plan of creating a Mangalore a fruit city. So, do you know what's the problem with people? Especially in Mangalore, they want everything quick. If you plant a jackfruit today, you should get jackfruit within 1 month, okay, or 1 year, or else that tree will be chopped, useful for nothing. So, what we thought is, what if we gave grafted trees? One technique of grafting, as you all know, grafting, what happens, we take a mother plant and then we graft a branch from a yielding tree. So what happens, within a year or two, you would get mangoes or jackfruit or whatever it is. It just takes few years than the traditional method of growing a sapling until it reaches maturity. It takes time. So what if you give grafted trees to people in and around Mangalore? At least that will initiate an interest in them to grow more of plants in and around their compound. So that is what we did. We had a plan of distributing 10,000 saplings, of which we have almost done around 4,000 plus right now, but still it is continuing. So that was one initiative done by Eco Warriors and St. Aloysius institutions. We monitor the birds as well in the campus. There's something called as a great backyard bird count that takes place every year, especially in the month of February. And once I joined Aloysius, we have been monitoring this bird count every year. And our campus is 37 acres here in the center of the city. Till date, we have documented 51 species of birds in the campus. And that is a huge diversity to be in middle of the city, right? We also have a campus at Beery where, we have documented close to around 81 species of birds. So that is huge. And such kind of surveys tells about the health of the ecosystems as well. And if we have good amount of birds, that means Mangalore is healthy, right? Yes. Yeah. We have Alvana in St. Aloysius. It's a place where we have grown a forest out of a technique called as Miyawaki forest. We have Mr. Arjun Mascarenhas who takes care of it and who has initiated this. So, we have vast diversity of trees that are grown by a specific technique called as Miyawaki forest. So, this Miyawaki technique actually allows you to grow a forest in a short period of time. If you had planted the normal way, then it wouldn't. Okay, so what we do is that we plant these saplings close to each other so that they will grow in height rather than in girth. Okay, so that gives you a very fast the forest canopy wherever you want to establish. Okay, this is something that I want to talk about. Actually, creating a difference need not be within an institution. Okay, so we were a little ambitious and we took it as a challenge to go to the prison. Okay, we have a prison in Mangalore. Okay, most of you do not know about this program, but this is something that I took as a challenge because I was the coordinator for this program there. So what we did, see, the prison that we have a lot of prison inmates and they are under trial inmates. Under trial meaning they are not guilty unless they are proven guilty, right? So some of them, are in the prison for more than 4 or 5 years until they have their court hearing. So those are the years that are, wasted by them, right? So what we thought is that, okay, sometimes that, when you are around nature, that brings a change among people. And that is the motivation that we took to bring about this program, that is Diploma in Integrated Agriculture and Organic Farming at the district prison. Can you see this image? That's actually a cell that we converted into a mushroom culture. Okay, and we actually produced oyster mushrooms in Mangalore district prison. That is something that not happens on a daily basis, right? And they used to harvest around 3 kgs of mushrooms on a daily basis, okay? And also we wanted the inmates to experience what oyster mushrooms were. So we also taught them how it is cooked, and then they add that, and we also had 1 acre of, plot within the prison, which was converted into an organic farm, and they were actually growing, 15 varieties of vegetables and fruit-bearing trees there as well. Trees not much because of the regulations within the prison, right? You cannot grow trees there. Rather, we had grafted saplings there. So that is something that, made me understand, when you are connected to nature, people also change accordingly. That is something that was very beautiful about this, and we had 50 prison inmates in this program where they learned these techniques, and I've heard from few of them who came out of prison and taken up this as a profession now, So that is something that clearly made a difference with that. Okay, 1 minute, yes. So, before I play this is something that was done by our Eco Warriors, okay, and the video was beautifully taken by Jayant here. And, this was a very dump yard that I mentioned earlier. I told you, right? This is the place which created Eco Warriors, Okay, so this is probably like the pilgrimage area for eco warriors. So whenever, and that is actually, that's happening. So that is the common meeting area for eco warriors who have graduated from Aloysius. So whenever they come to Aloysius, they put a message in the group which is still there. Okay, I'm at Alshemadama. Okay, and whoever are there around will go there and gather up and they talk. So this is a place which was built based on the ideology of our Vice Chancellor as well. He gave us ideas how we could implement different concepts in one place. So we have around 25 concepts there, starting from aquaponics, to we grow honeybees there, apiculture, then organic farming, orchidarium where we have orchids that grow there. A lot of concepts in one place. So I would like to show this video. So that's the playground of our eco warriors, and yearly they add new concepts there. It's not that it's done and dusted. So whenever somebody asks, Alshema Dama is done, no, it's still developing. So as we get new batch every year, we keep on changing things, because what we feel is that, change should be a constant thing that is happening. So when the environment around you is changing, even you will change. Okay. So change not in terms of destruction, change should be in the terms of construction. So what I want to tell before I wind up and then open the session for questions is, we are actually not the future, we are the prototype. Most of you are here you are here because of the interest in sustainability. You are here because in the interest to make a difference in the community. So that is what I, request everyone. We should make some things possible in small ways that will bring a difference in making this place a better place to live, right? So thank you so much. Especially I thank the Hoana Community Foundation for this opportunity to, address you all, and yes.
Anyone has questions for Glavin? You can ask him anything about eco warriors or molecular taxonomy and population genetics, because he does all of it. It's really been a lot, and I think even if people don't have questions, oh, you do have a question. Okay, I was just going to point to them anyway.
Yeah, hi Glavin. Your talk was really nice. It's very interesting hearing about the work you guys are doing in the campus. So in the beginning of the talk, you had mentioned about how we're in the middle of an anthropogenic extinction event where we are responsible for all the megafauna that's being extinct and etc. And I just want to ask if we are too deep in this mess, and is there something that we can individually do to reduce this? Because I feel unless sometimes we feel helpless as a generation, because we feel sometimes unless major corporations and governments take responsibility, take accountability for all the things that they're doing. In Andaman, there's a plan to destroy one of the most fragile, most biodiverse regions in the world, and things like this we keep hearing, and we feel this sort of hopelessness. And what do you say to your eco warriors also to help with this hopelessness that our generation feels?
I understand what you go through. So I understand what you go through, but why are we talking about Andamans? Why aren't we talking about Western Ghats, which is close to us? Right? So what I feel is that you should first prioritize the questions or prioritize the place that you are close to. When we bring a change to the places that is around us, obviously, there will be a ripple effect wherein people looking at you would take up as an example and could make a difference in other places as well. I understand that you all do your part, right? You all do your part. Sometimes what happens is that, whatever actions we do, I know that the mass extinction is taking place. We can only reduce the time that, the process which is taking place, we can reduce the time that's happening, but we cannot stop it because it's already late. Okay? But still, there is a long way to go unless there is a full stop, right? So we can make a change in and around us and motivate the people around you to make a change. Just by looking at you, they can make a change, and that is what I feel the only possible way we can conserve the ecosystem that we have.
Sorry, can I add to that?
Yes.
As a designer and someone who cares about the environment deeply, I think what the distress that you're talking about is called eco-anxiety. And we feel it, yes, because we see all of this destruction happening around us that is out of our hands. But as Glavin said, you start from where you are. And I think community is something that can help us get through the day and to see change where we can enact it. And so I hope that you lean on and start to build your own community to actually make change where you are and let go of what you can't change, but definitely do something about what you can.
Yes, I agree with Shalin, yeah.
Adding on to that, I feel like Eco Warriors came together because there was a set of people understanding and realizing that what they're facing is not just hopelessness and it's eco-anxiety. So I feel like if there is more awareness on this feeling being called eco-anxiety or climate anxiety, I feel like a lot more people will work for the same cause. And to add on to answer your question about what has to be done for when you feel helpless, so the only way out is to engage in activities in which you feel like you're doing something for a change. So that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? And sorry, can I add on to that? I'm also part of Glavin's presentation. What you said about doing something, I think design is that. It's a creative process, and Maitri brought this up in the panel yesterday, where Maitri is a textile artist, and she said, we have so much emotion held within us, it needs a creative, productive outlet. Santosh, you're here as well, and you understand that. We feel so much, and we take in so much information that needs to be processed. If we channel it through a positive, creative process, that really helps. And so I would encourage each of us to do that instead of screaming into our pillow, although that also helps sometimes. Any other questions? I love all the hats at the back asking the questions.
You know what? All eco warriors asking questions.
Okay, hold on. Capsicum. Yeah.
No, apparently that's a banana.
Pepper.
That's what
No,
she
that's
told
a
me.
banana.
Okay.
Doesn't have the. Anyone else wants to ask a question or make a comment that's not wearing the coolest hats in town?
Thank you.
No? Okay.
I forgot my question. Hold on. Sir, oftentimes, as a person, you said individual, you can't do a lot for the community. You have to have someone else with you. How do you sensitize the topic of nature and the depleting nature, and right now what everything is happening in the world? How do you sensitize the topic to someone who does not have empathy towards nature?
Okay. That's what I told. In a group, there will be that 5% who will be the toughest people to change, right? So what I would, make them to realize is that they should go through an experience. For example, when we go to a beach cleanup, when we go and do a beach cleanup, when they experience what harm is being caused by the things that we do, especially with plastic, obviously some things, okay, next time whenever they throw a plastic, they will think, at least they will think, okay, probably this was the plastic that I saw in the beach the other day, right? So they should experience, only through experience we will learn. Not just by telling, okay, you should not do this, you should do that. No, that won't make a difference. They should, go through an experience, and that experience will surely change.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Excuse me. Sir, so generally when we try to aware people about like certain type of pollution or like certain thing happening, so the immediate response was like someone else will do that. Like why should I go? So what do you have to say for that?
That's what I put up, no? Why, what if that someone is us, right? So that's how it is. Unless and until we do it, even in the prison, that was the same situation that happened. So all of a sudden they are in the prison. Can you expect them to go and dig a pit to plant one, sapling? They were very frustrated initially. They were very frustrated. I mean, they're in a bad situation there, and you are expecting them to grow vegetables, grow saplings. Initially they didn't. But what we did, even I was there inside, we had a lot of procedure to follow. But as we entered, we started digging. Looking at us, they joined. And, that created a difference wherein next time they were asking, when are you coming next? Okay, and they were very happy to see us because that is the time they got to interact with us, and they involved themselves in growing vegetables. So what I suggest is that someone whom we tell, right, that someone should be us. Looking at us, the people will surely join in.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Glavin, for that thoughtful and inspiring talk. And of course, you know the
One
drill.
more question, please.
Oh,
If I
okay.
stand there.
Last one.
Okay. I have to ask from a perspective of institution.
Yes.
Are these students voluntarily doing, or is this part of academic thing?
Yes, very good question.
Why I'm asking, because if it's academic, they'll be only looking into that attendance marks and
Yeah.
all those things. How is that getting into that output?
Yes. So this is a non-academic volunteer group. So whatever they do does not reflect in their marks card. There are no credits, nor attendance. That's what most of the activities that they do is on Saturdays afternoon or Sundays. So or on government holidays and in their vacation. It's not something pleasing, but yeah, they find time and they usually
and actually
come.
it needs a lot of appreciation, because faculty as well as students are doing it selflessly. There's
Thank
no
you.
benefit
It's all
for
because of the students around. Sometimes I need not accompany them. They themselves come and work on projects. So it's not that there is someone behind them. It is the volunteer, individual interest that they have shown, and some of them are hostilites. So obviously during a few breaks, when they have continuous 2 or 3 days holidays, rather than sitting and binge watching, what they do is they like to come and work on the projects that they have taken up. And if you have observed in the eco-flea market, there's this turtle, the model that they have done, and that's actually done by Eco Warriors along with Intac and guidance from Charlene as well. So yes, it's a non-academic volunteer group.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
everyone
yes.
for those wonderful questions and for sticking around all this time. We have to end, but Glavin, your token of appreciation. Okay. Thank you, Glavin, once again. Your work reminds us that conservation is not only about research and science, although he also does that, but also about building communities that care for the ecosystems around them. Through your work with students, research on freshwater biodiversity, and all of it, you have helped nurture a culture of environmental stewardship here in Mangalore. And on behalf of the entire team behind Mangaluru Design Summit, I would also like to thank you for being a keystone community builder whose energy and commitment and lack of sleep have helped make this gathering possible. Thank you so much. As we close the formal session for today,